Yo, how we doing, guys? How are we doing on this great day? So today I'm bullish. This high has to get taken. 25,509. We got to get this. I wasn't live earlier, but I was speaking to my one-on-one guys. I was basically looking for two scenarios, right? Either we run higher to go lower, or we run lower to go higher. We already ran lower, so we have this SMT. I would expect this high at 25,500 to go. I think at the open, we should be able to get it. So this is my target heading into today. We'll put a little X marks the spot, and then we have this wick, right? So this wick, preferably this next candle has to close above the wick. So I know I'm getting into the trading part very quick, but I wanted to just go over a few things, right? So when we have a candle with a body like this and a wick, you want to see it close above 50% of the wick with a body immediately after, because then you have more of a conviction that the market does want to go into the direction. So you see here on ES, large wick, this next candle has to close above the wick to continue. So if we do that, then I'm more than certain NQ can get into 25,509. I think that is probably the easiest of targets heading into today. And if we do get that target into the open, I would maybe increase the video quality. I think we're streaming in 1080p. So you might have to just change the settings on your, what do you call it? On your YouTube. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like we're in 1080p. That's like the highest you can go or streaming. So all you have to do is just increase it on your end. What's up? Nothing much. Looking at the open, looking to see if we can get a run at this final high. This is the main wick of the concern. So I'm on the 4-minute right now. Same things on the 5. We still have the SMT down here. So we'll have to see if we can close above it. So these are my main two scenarios, right? Either we run lower to go higher, but I would just expect us to take out this high heading into today's open. Would make the most sense. But yeah, today, if you're trading London session, then with my model, it did give a short, very choppy market all the way up to 5 a.m. So, I mean, if you took the short, you got some profits out of it. If not, then a break even at there is pretty normal. Let's just go back to Monday, actually. So we have Monday right here. So if you're trading my range, then you obviously look for the longs. We taken out the low. Also took out the low of this range. OB confirms the change in delivery. TP at the high. I think we were streaming this day, right? Yeah, I was bearish on this day. We take out the high. And then we go lower. Tuesday, we run the low for the high. And then we run the low to go higher for New York. And then today, unfortunately, ES ran the lows. So still 3 days in a row, the delivery was there. However, we just didn't take it on NQ. But I still feel like we should be able to get these highs. Bias on gold. I think gold can go higher a bit, maybe up into these levels to go lower. I think that makes the most sense for me. But mainly watching NQ, you know. Hoping to see if we can really carve out something nice. But the thing is, we're in December. The volume is pretty low, so I'm not expecting much. No, I've stopped my trading. So I'll be back trading in the new year. I like looking at the markets. I like seeing what we can do every day. That's also an exercise for a lot of you. Can you sit on your hands while watching the market play out, or do you have to be in a position? Because if you have to be in a position, then you're addicted. It's the only know-how about it. So we're still holding up that wick on NQ. I think once we get past the wick, it should be easy enough to get into that high. I'm hoping we get the high first. Let me try and put a highlighted color, like something like this. Oh yeah, I'm hoping we get the high, or if we want to push even lower, take out some of these lows for the upside. Yo, Gideon, how you doing? I didn't even see you today. Silver looks a bit of a mess. Wouldn't want to trade silver. But yeah, gold, I would expect it to push higher into the open. If you guys are trading that, watching that, all of that good stuff. But when I look at NQ actually from the weekly perspective, if we end up closing back within this candle, so the 8th of December's candle, I see no reason why they can't just push it higher again into like 26,000. Can reclaim those levels, especially heading into next week. Well, we have a small SMT with ES at the highs, but nothing too major. Hi, how you doing? Did any of you guys take a trade today? I'm doing well. How are you? Can't complain. You took gold. You take the longs. They look pretty good. Or they were pretty good. So yeah, you guys can see the earlier wick I spoke about, like 50%, very important for like a closure above. Yeah, that's the thing with the December price action or trading at this time. The volume's very low. No one's really putting in orders. Most orders are getting squared off. That's the only problem. That's why I was like, I might as well take some time off the charts. Well, from trading anyway. Actively trading, placing trades, and just managing trades does take a lot, so it's better to take a break from it sometimes. But I'll always watch the charts. It's very good to just see what the market wants to do, stay in sync with it. Like right now, got the SMT down here, mainly just looking at price signatures. If it closes above this wick, then this wick should be able to push it to the upside. I don't know about YM though. YM looks like the craziest of these three. We'll have to see. The NQ gained its strength straight off the open and just decides to push higher, or they just run the lows one more time to go higher. Ideally though, I think I'd rather want to buy this market than sell it for the most parts. Like maybe a run back to 25,670s could be nice. You replaced YM with Russell. Nice. I just watch all four. I still keep an eye out on NQ and YM, only because they share the most similar stocks. But this Russell market's very quick. So we've got 15 minutes until the open. Maybe another run lower to go higher, then we get a low of the range as well. But I would like a run at this high. Hi, how you doing? That wick held 50%. Yeah, it did. That was the main wick, right? Closure above the wick, then it pushes it to the upside, holds the wick, then can fall from there. How do I enter trades? Mainly I enter trades based on time. So like when I expect an expansion within the market, and then if I have like PD arrays that match up with that, then it's more of a high probability. I also use standard deviations as well. But I rarely ever enter a trade at the start of a candle. It's like the first 20 minutes, you can say. Because each candle is broken down into certain instructions it has to follow and do. So if I can figure out the ones that I need to trade an expansion on, usually works out the best for me. Yeah, that logic's universal. So wherever there's a small body with a large wick, I think I told this to my one-on-one guys, like they're teaching about it. But when we have a small body, large wick, 50% of the wick's always going to be the target. And that 50% usually makes or breaks a trade idea. Oh, these indices really don't look like they want to do much today. I mean, yesterday's New York session did have a hover over it. Yeah, this was yesterday. I was bearish yesterday. ES was the cleanest running all of these lows, which I wanted on NQ. But again, you're trading in December, no volume. There's really hardly any orders coming in. And although the model played out very choppy market, we ran the low to the highs, but rather skip trading these days. Well, we'll see what the open brings. I mean, it can't be the same as yesterday, hopefully. But if we look at the Russell, this market looks like it wants to drop. Like all of these lows are failure swings. If this drops, then I fear NQ might drop with it. But I would still like a run lower to go higher. That's the only thing I see. Hopping into today's New York. I mean, forex market, I think some of you still trade this. Like, you can see DXY's really not done anything, but I still think this has much lower to go. I think if this goes lower, then Euro and GBP should rally to the upside. Like goals today is 1,000 likes. That's a crazy goal. But never say never. But this time I might be saying never. We'll see. NQ's actually into that hourly wick right now. See if we can hold 50%. No proper setup. When we had this drop lower, I mentioned longs to the upside. I mean, we got 50 points out of there. Maybe more. But I think into the open, we'll have to see for something a bit better. I'm hoping they don't just chop it the whole open. If they do, then that would be very classic of NQ. That New York session. Oh no. Gold already sold off. That's the thing. If you're gonna trade gold, you have to be very quick in and out. So yeah, someone that was asking about my idea on gold. It already played out. Looking for shorts. Nice. I'm bullish to 25,508. So maybe if we go lower to go higher or whatever. But I can't short this market, unfortunately. I do love selling the market, but when my model tells me to on NQ, yeah, I'm bullish on NQ. I'm bullish to 25,508, but if it wants to trade lower, then yeah, maybe lower to go higher. But I can't sell this market because my model tells me to only buy. Bias on GC. Bro, say please. Yeah, ES is very weak. If you want the shorts, I think ES might give it a bit better. Maybe the Russell as well. Oh, it's already giving it. Like, all of these lows, they're failure swings. They should go. We'll see. One of these indices is going to be lying at the open. We'll just have to see which one. Heading into today. But yeah, if you guys were, I don't know, in the streams with me since we started, I mentioned Tesla going to 500. Tesla's almost at 500. So this was one of my biggest plays. When did we start pushing? And then Apple as well. Oh yeah, August time. So some monstrous moves we called here. Bias on GC, bro. Say please. Once you say please, then I'll analyze gold for you. Why are we not trading the Indian stocks? Bro, I'm not even gonna reply to that. Why would we trade those stocks, bro? Trade the US indices. We're gonna do an educational stream and a stream on manners today. I think this gap is probably the main one for us. Energy's looking so less today. It is. There's no volume in December. I mean, you have 2 weeks left until everyone's on their holidays. Realistically, you only have a week left, so it's very pick and choose, you know, whichever days you want to trade, or you can just take them off altogether and just wait until January. But I know that's a big ask for a lot of people because not being in front of the charts is a very foreign concept to most people, you know. This indicator, I forgot what it's called. It's by someone called out of options though. I think it's like SMT divergence. Something like that. My bias, mainly on NQ, I'm looking for these highs. So I want to see 25,508 as a target. Maybe if we go lower to go higher. But I mean, if it just continues selling off, then I guess I'm wrong. But my bias is bullish for the most parts of today. But we'll have to see. We got 2 minutes until the open. Maybe they push it lower one more time. Hold up, guys. Just replying to this kid. Daily bias. Yeah, I don't really put an emphasis on the higher time frame. I mean, I guess I understand where the high time frame wants to go, but it's not like the core of my trading. So I look at 3 candles, 1, 2, 3. So 3 candles in one direction. I'm like, okay, so this market can retrace. We retrace from here. Easiest target's like 50%. So like these are like few things that just wire into my brain naturally. So from that, I'm bullish already. This candle closed within this, so already kind of gives me a bullish bias. Just looking at that, or that kind of framework. And that's the most part of what I do for a daily bias. I don't really analyze the market going from daily to the 4-hour to the 1-hour, then the 5-minute, because I think that's a pretty big waste of time. We have a opening gap down here, so would expect this market to fill it. I think someone was short before, so you could see a little bit of a push lower, being more aggressive. Maybe filling in the whole gap completely as well. Getting back to some of these lows. And then let's see if we can get a move higher from there. ES has got lows. So this 5-minute candle, want to see it close back above some of these too. If you want to trade higher and start pushing higher. Dow. Oh. Dow's already gone. I mean, Dow's already completed what I wanted. Very quickly though. Yeah, I think hopefully that SMT is enough to kind of push them higher, but this main gap is what we should be waiting to see. And body closes above, then it should be decent enough. I know, that was just picture perfect. We'll see. I still have hope. Dude. I think it was quick. I would be surprised if you called that. That and Dow, you gotta have very very quick F1 fingers. Try and trade that. But I guess if you trade my model, then you have pretty nice trade on the Russell. Let's see if we can get something nice on NQ. Chop open. Yeah. Basically what I'm looking for right now is to see how this candle closes. If it closes back above this down close. But unfortunately Dow and Russell would damn near picture perfect. Yes. Yeah, we could watch ES instead. Just depending on how NQ closes out of this in the next few minutes. But damn. Still waiting for the setup. Me too, me too. $25,300. Yeah, possible. But for my model, I can't sell below these lows. Fortunately, goes against my rules of trading. That was perfect. I know, bro. It was very nice. Well, what can we do, eh? So yeah, those of you that follow me or follow my teachings for a while, whatever my model or whatever my strategy tells me, that's all I'll do, right? So like today the market sold off. I'm not I'll never feel a panic of, oh, I missed a move, oh, I missed the market selling off. It's either I take a loss trying to buy it and I'm wrong, or the market just played out without my model. That's the only two ways I look at the market, because every single time you go to trade and you take a trade outside of your model or the way you like to view the market, yes, it could be a winning trade, but one time you don't have a winning trade and it goes against you, you're like, oh, I wish I would have done that or I did that. And that's where the main issue comes for a lot of people, being able to trust one thing. Tapping into the hourly. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe 10 a.m. maybe gives something out of here. Oh, silver's got the lows with the SMT. Actually, potential to run the highs on gold. Structure is bearish. I don't trade based off structure. Trade based on time. If I traded based off structure, I don't think I would have been able to make the money I do from the markets. Come on, let's see how we close off. On this 4-hour candle's actually just come back right back into that down close. Took an L in London. What was it? Oh yeah, it was very choppy, right? The ES even ran the lows. Well, I have my time-based ranges. I have opening prices, and those certain opening prices, if the market's below it, I'm only buying. If the market's above it, I'm only selling, and things like that. So those rules I set in place because they've made me money, right? So I would always trust them over like how the structure is of the market, how the market feels to me for the day. Because at the end of the day, you could be right, could be wrong. There's no like statistical edge to that. It's just how you feel the market can do, not what a repeating strategy or something repeating is showing you. The 4-hour, not too much. I mean, I mainly use it like the higher time frame candles. I mainly use them to see how we're closing. Is there any gaps that we can trade into? Main emphasis I just put on my ranges, because the less decisions I need to make the better my trading's always going to be. Gold, yeah, I think silver looks better. I think if they run these lows one more time, could be able to get a run up higher back above this high. Ideally, though, I would have liked the shorts going higher to go lower. But I already sold off, so unfortunate. But if you're there from the start of the stream with NQ, I'm mainly looking for the upside. Let's see if it still gets it. Your #3. But we've only been one-sided so far, heading into 10 a.m. That was not, no, unfortunately, I wasn't involved. Well, couldn't get involved in it. I would go for any account with, so like if you're trading prop firms, there's always going to be like a trade-off you should go with. So it depends on how well you can obviously trade. If you're going for, let's say, you're never going to have no consistency on an eval and no consistency on a funded. It just won't work like that. You have to trade one of them off. So would you rather have no consistency on an eval and like 30% on a funded, 30 to 40% on a funded? That's usually the best ones to go for. That's the approach I like to go with. So go with one with no consistency on the eval, so you can pass it like pretty soon, and you don't want to spend months trying to pass it. And then the consistency on the funded, you can just basically build up a buffer and take payouts above it. So I think it's the Guardian one that has no consistency on the funded. So that's usually the best of approach to run it off with. Holy, they're sinking this market. Complete bloodbath on the indices. Straight off the open as well. Was having fun in the chat at a gambling bot. You're trading the best casino in the world right now. That opens 9:30 every day. That's the best one. But yeah, if you guys are still watching this, I mean, we've already dropped off. We'll have to see what we do going into the new candle. It made sense. Nice. I mean, if you caught it, well done, you know. If you didn't, then well done following your rules. I don't know. But for me personally, I can't trade off it making sense. I have a strategy and rules to follow. Sometimes I'll miss trades. Sometimes I'll have really good winning trades. It's just, it is what it is. But yeah, I would like to see what we do, you know. Like all we've done is just dropped off lower. Unless you just immediately market sold as we were pushing. What do you want me to trade here? I've stopped my trading for the year as well. But I did share some of my trading stats on Twitter. You can go check them out. That was actually a beautiful. Yeah, it was a very nice drop. As I said, I can't trade it with my strategy or my model. But if you got it, nice work. Like the thing is, I don't trade for the fun of it, yeah. I trade for a living. I trade full time. So every single decision I make within the market actually matters because there's a difference between making and losing money. So I don't just randomly sit in front of the market. I'm like, today I feel like trading. It's never that. It's whatever my model tells me to do. I'll follow that to the plan. So some days I might just miss a trade. Some days it will just go without me. It's whatever. It's just the business I'm in. We'll see what the new 4-hour candle. That's how you lost your accounts. You lost your accounts by being patient and following your model. I think the problem might be within the model, brother, or the strategy. And you say, no, we have CPI tomorrow, though. Let's see. Oh, gold slowly pushing out of there. I think it's still holding the S&T with silver. Yeah, the best bet's usually going to be silver going to these highs. Well, there you go, you know. That's exactly why I don't trade like that. I don't just like randomly wake up and I feel like trading. I wake up, check whatever the charts are telling me. If it aligns with my model, then I'll take it. If not, then I can't physically take it. Like right now, my model tells me to long, but I'm not gonna long the market with my eyes closed, right? I'm gonna long if we start to do this, and it makes sense for me to long, and then we have the new 4-hour candle come in. But I can't go against my strategy because that's what's made me money. And the time you do like start slipping up, you're like, oh, I don't want to follow the rules. I think the market's going to do this. Most of the time, that's where the losing trades are going to come from. Honestly, I wouldn't even traded this. I don't know why a lot of people traded this, but we chopped around. We had the run up higher at 345, and then we just dropped lower. So there wouldn't be much for me. Like, even if when I look to the left before this, we're just chopping around. So I would have left that alone. But nonetheless, it's a good like short to take. Flows with the model. Bullish SMT with, yeah, I can't believe Dow's still up here. You know, it's putting up quite the fight. Maybe ES could be the one. Yo, how you doing, Joe? I know, dude. That's why I was looking for an NQ today. What Russell and Dow did. I guess NQ just wanted to sell off. It's down again, bro. You gotta stop trading with. You might say, but that's crazy. 2 days in a row. Gideon's angry, bro. He's probably left the chat. That kid is lazy. Oh, on the 1 minute. I mainly only trade the 4 and the 5. I hardly ever look at the 1, but if I'm trading the 4, yeah, this is a valid short. I mean, if you took a loss, then it's fine. But if I can cover a break even, I usually do try to. There's not much you can do, you know. Like Tuesday, we had back-to-back winning days with the model. So like you literally go 4 for 4. And those winning days, you know, if you can capitalize on them, that's usually the best of the protocol, because once you've won on those days, you don't really need to push it on the next day. It's basically, say you keep winning and you know a loss is coming. So instead of looking for the inevitable loss the next day, why don't you just take a few days off and come back the next week? It's kind of how I like to view it, but it's a valid short. It goes with everything, although the market just chopped. I didn't enter a trade. That's a win. No real. Yeah, we sold off pretty quick. I mean, I'll wait to see. I won't probably be checking the charts, but if you guys are, I would want to see it still give a buying opportunity, you know, at some point. But I couldn't short this. Just sold off a bit too quickly for me. But I would have been all in on the short, you know, if we ran the highs first. Then I'm intrigued. Yes, 3 trades in 3 days, 1 TP. Oof. I'm hoping that TP made up 2 losses. Thank you, yeah. We also have an SMT with ES. So we'll see if it's big enough to start pushing into 10 a.m. We'll have to something like this, you know, closure above this gap, mainly a close with the body above should send it. But what I've seen, if we sell off aggressively at the open, most days 10 a.m. to 10:30, but 10:40-ish, we start to recover it all. See if we want to do that today. Break even. I mean, it's better than a losing one. And plus, you're trading in some of the lowest volume periods. I think it's already reduced. Like, if you could check overnight, we had little to no volume. I mean, this was a nice sell-off that we got down into here. But I think, especially heading into next week, it should die down a lot. But yeah, I'll give you guys quickly a run over of what we wanted today. So mainly looking for the upside, I was looking to target 25,507. Looking for those highs. If you are trading for the rest of the day, I'd mainly watch to see how we do going into the next 10 a.m. candle, closing above this, and then seeing if we can start pushing out for the upside. Mainly this gap's going to be the main one. If we close above the gap, it should be more than enough to push to the upside. So if you are, yeah, so let's pick the giveaways for today. If you wanted, what word should we do? Today's word has to be YM. No, it has to be RTY. The Russell was picture perfect today. So comment RTY in the chat and we'll pick, or I'll pick 2 of the winners for today. All right. First winner I got is Philip Jacob. And then next winner I got is Fid. All right, that's the 2 winners for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. I mean, all we did was sell off. But if you're still watching for the rest of the day, I still think we have a bit of moving room to go to the upside, take out some of these highs. I'll be back live on Friday, but you know, volume is pretty low. You know, bro, I just pick whoever's my mouse lands on. If you want a bigger chance of winning, I don't advise it, but just spam. So all I see is your name, but I've already picked the winners. So until Friday, now you guys know the hack. Matt's going to be live today, so you still have a chance to win. So yeah, I'll speak to you guys on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your day.